Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Vidyankarvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vansharshibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvopaplavarahitah Pragnanaganah Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamasmi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitan yena Tasmai Shri Bhagurave Namaha. The student asked the question, Kasminnu Bhagavo Vignate Sarvamidam Vignatam Bhavat. Shaunako Havai Mahashalaha Papracha. Shaunaka asked, Kasmin Vignat. And in that answer, the teacher said, Aksharam Viditva Sarvam Viditam Bhavati. Paravidya is something having gained which you know everything. Paravidya means Paravishayasya Vidya. That knowledge whose subject matter is Param. What is Param? Param means limitless. What is limitless? They say threefold limitation. Desha, Kala, Vastu, Paricheda, Shunyam, Param. Janata, we can say Brahman. So that Paravishaya Vidya, Brahma Vishaya Vidya gives you the knowledge by which you know as though everything. Then the question came, what is that Brahman? And this mantra was there. Yatadreshyam agrahyam agotram avarnam achakshusrotram tadapani padam. That which is adreshyam cannot be perceived, comprehended, cannot be known through any senses of perception. Please understand this. That which cannot be known, that's not teacher says. He says cannot be known by any senses of perception. People say it cannot be known. If it is not known, why should you study? If it is not knowable, then how can you get moksha? It is not that it is not knowable. Your senses cannot know, that means you can never objectify it. You can never comprehend it. And by itself, it is free from any attributes. Sense organs cannot comprehend or know only if a given object is endowed with this attribute of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. If it doesn't have any of these attributes, you cannot know. Then you may say, we know Swamiji, we know emotions. We think in 3 dimensions. That's how the astroscientists can think and know. Then it says it itself has no attributes. Agotram, avarnam, achakshu, srotram, tadapani padam. Now, if that is the case, then it can be shunyam. It can be non-existent, like Vandhyaputra, or like He Pushpa, the flower in the sky. That can be non-existent thing. Very honest, non-corrupt politician. That is also like Vandhyaputra. A person who is honest and non-corrupt and then totally devoted to Rashtra and not to position. In modern times, it is like impossible, So you can be that. Then the second line says, Nityam Vibhum Sarvagatam Susukshmam Tadavyayam Yad Bhutayonim. That which is Bhutayoni, from whom all the Bhutas are born, and that is Vibhu. Vividhena Bhavati. Vividha Rupena Bhavati. And that Paripashyanti Yonim Dhiraha. Then the question comes, Dhiraha means matured people. Dhiraha means cognitively grown up and emotionally grown up, both. Emotionally grown up means objective person. Cognitively grown up means has necessary subtlety to appreciate the Shastra, to see the Shastra. Drashyate tvagriya drashya sukshmaya sukshmadarshivi. We have to become sukshmadarshi. They see this Brahman. Now the question comes, how that Brahman or Ishvara in Shastra, often Ishvara is used for Brahman, the word, and Brahman word is used for Ishvara. At the moment, we leave aside the discussion between Nirguna Brahman and Saguna Brahman. Often they make this difference. Brahman means Nirguna Brahman and Ishvara means Saguna Brahman. As of now, just keep it aside. I will clarify that little later once I deal with this. How Ishvara has created the world. The very world speaks of some creation. If you look at the creation, it is very, very intelligently put together things. Intelligent assembly. Anything. Beginning from our body. It is very intelligently put together. It is so intelligent design, so intelligent production that thousands and thousands of human so-called super intellect put together cannot reproduce it. Look at this processing house. In a processing house, the Surat is full of textile processing house. If you put the yarn, if it's a cotton yarn and if it's white yarn, the cloth will be white only, it will be cotton only. So as you supply, so will be the finished product. But look at this tummy. It's a processing house. How many cuisines are available in the world? Forget about world, our Gujarati items. Though they call you Dhokla Khakra fellows, but there is patras and handwas and methin thepla and ordinary theplas and n number of things. Even the same vegetable, there are varieties of preparation. In India, when I go to some place, which hardly I get once or twice in a year, but Mahatmas travel for Gnan Yagna, 7 days talks. And we go to people's residence for bhikshas and breakfast, morning, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Every homemaker lady will ask the previous one, what did you cook for Swami? And all those 7 or 10 twos are for 20 times, I get different varieties of food in different season. If it's summer, it's a different food. It's winter, different food. Look at the whole India. I was told that in Karnataka alone, there are 6 types of sambars. We don't know what it is. Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, then Andhra. Now this is Telangana, right? And what colorful things we eat. Rice is white. Someone eats brown rice. And for me, one gentleman is growing at the devotee is growing red rice. It is specially for diabetic patients. It has a least starch, red rice. Then you have brinjals and lady's finger and potatoes and dal and chapatis and paneer and all kinds of things are just dumped in it. Look at the, and all kinds of, think of Mexican cuisines and Italian and Spanish and Portuguese, and there also there are differences. I'd been to Portugal, in the north they cook different and south they cook different. But for us it is Darshana, like Jai Ganesh, Darshana Matrena Manokamna Purti, because even the bread has eggs. So when I go for conferences and I stay in 5-star hotel and they are providing. And then you go for breakfast, some 80, 90 items are there. Darshana Matrena Manokamna Purti. I have nothing but to eat fruits, and maximum is cornflakes. That also I have to ask. In Europe, I can't eat even the bread. Varieties. Did you notice? I am talking of only human beings. What all the lion is eating, and elephant is eating, and the tiger, and the jackal, and leopard, and mosquito onwards, crows onwards. But the food processed, the blood is always red. What a processing house.
Wow. Very nice.
What a house. And all engineering branches are here. Mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electronic, even the telecommunication is here. One of my students was telling me, who was a neurophysicist, is Swamiji, every perception from sense organ to brain and then recognition passes through minimum 25,000 EPBX. And within a flash, before you recognize, it is gone and recognized and gone so fast. It is not 1G, 2G, 3G, 5G. It is 1,000 billion G. What a creation. Multiple forces working in opposite direction. But there is a harmony. There is a system. In a modern jargon, what we call ecology. The harmony is maintained. Simple, look at the precision, engineering precision. 2 gravitational forces of the sun and the earth. It is so precise that none of them moves even for a centimeter closer or farther. And it has been hanging on for millions of years. And look at the rotation. How many horsepower motor he must have put in the earth. We have those rotating restaurants on 20. In New York, there is some 80th floor, there is a rotating restaurant. Sit there and you see the skyline. What skyline? Go to village and see the skyline. Every day, Mara Bhala hai, there is a new false ceiling for you. Every day there is a multicolor false ceiling. So enchanting. You get absorbed. For that rotating restaurant, so many high horsepower motor is there to move. This earth moves. And what a precision. Not a millionth or a billionth or a trillionth of a second of error in every year. What an assemblage. Sun, moon, galaxies, stars, air, fires, trees, plants. Opposite, we exhale carbon dioxide, they invoke They inhale carbon dioxide and we inhale oxygen and they exhale oxygen. What a system. You ask this doctor, there is all physiology and biology and psychology, all logies are here in this body. Very, very intelligent, put together, and it's a purposeful creation. Any assembly put together intelligently to fulfill a given purpose. As Puja Swamiji used to say, look at this body. There is homeostatic, constant temperature is maintained all throughout the season. External temperature may change. You may change through your AC, but inside it is maintained. And water regulatory system, if it is disturbed, there is a fever, WBC army is there to settle it up. Beautiful. Purposeful. Not only it is intelligently created, it is intelligently maintained also. As long as human beings do not intervene. After Gujarati mein manusya tang na adade tyan. When human being gets nibbles it, that's how the ecological differences the issues takes place. That's a privilege we have to disturb ecology. And we are abusing the privilege. We have privilege to use the ecology. But we are abusing. Anyway, I'll not get into that. Let's come to this Mula Mantra. Anything that is intelligently put together to fulfill a given purpose, we can safely accept there must be a creator. This is Anuman. Inference is a means of knowledge. And when you say means of knowledge, that means it is true. Like even this, suppose someone asks me, I happen to have this iWatch, a little old model, and someone saw me just in Hyderabad after some 5-6 years. I'm here in Hyderabad and he asked, oh Swamiji, you have iWatch. Where did you get it? And if I say, I was in Silicon Valley and on a sea beach, there is a valley, and I picked up one watch from there. It just comes out. And I picked up. Person may think, has the Atma of Rahul Gandhi entered into me or not? चांद पे मशीन लगाऊंगा, इस नाइट से आप पेपर डालोगे, उससे जो सोना निकलेगा. That's a Rahul Gandhi. Some are held by ghosts, captivated by ghosts. You may think I am captivated by some live being. As you say in American jargon, Swami, I can't buy this. Even a baby cannot buy this. If it is to show the time, it is all these other extra features of measuring my breaths and BP and then alarm and time and so many things. Somebody has intelligently created. When it's intelligent creation, lot of knowledge goes into creating. As I said last time, every creation presupposes knowledge. Without knowledge, you cannot create anything. Not even a wristwatch. You cannot create a roti also. To create a chapati, you need some intelligence. You may ask, how come you are talking of chapati? Swanubhava siddhatvat. That's my direct experience. In those days, I decided not to get married. I was blessed with a good family. Both the elder brothers were supportive. He said, you stay with us, enjoy. And sister-in-laws were also very good, very motherly to me. But then we said, no, I don't want to trouble anybody. I want to be independent. After 6 months of hassling and argument, that I really hurt them emotionally. So I hired a home and moved from there. I said, how long? If I'm not marrying, I cannot be dependent on you on the lifelong. You have your own life and I'm going. Finally, they said, okay, reluctantly. We are always open, come back whenever you feel like it. I said, okay. On one fine weekend, we decided, I and my one other friend, we were shared the house, 2-bedroom house, decided. And Sunday was a day when we had to start. It was an adventure. And we had never done any cooking. She was so nice that never asked us to do. So started, we had seen that she takes a flour and then puts some oil and some water and needles and it becomes atta and then you roll it out and prepare it. But what happened, we took some flour, added some oil and then added some water, it became too fluffy and then added more weight and then added more oil. In the process, we needed this much, it became this big. And in India, it's good neighbors. You know, that neighbors, young women become your babis. We had one babi, so we called her, this has happened. She says, this is enough for my family and you two for 3 days. You need knowledge how to make atta. That shiksha, that knowledge dawned upon me then. Again, I had to take coaching classes from that babi for 3 days to prepare it. And then after a week, everything was wounded up and we went back. You come from the office and tired and they don't feel like cooking. In a week, almost for 4 or 5 days, we ended eating outside. And they chided us, if you want to eat outside, why don't you eat at home? So finally shifted. Anyway. So even to make roti, you require knowledge. So one thing last time I said, our traditional example they give, Gata Karta is Gatagna. Knowledge presupposes to build a house, 20-story high, 80-story high rise, you require architect. You require a structural engineer who designs. For a machine, you require design. To produce something, you require design. That's all Indian automobile is. Hero, Honda, Kawasaki, Bajaj. Honda is design. Kawasaki is design. Maruti, Suzuki. Suzuki is design. You need knowledge. So to create this world, how much knowledge? Gatakarta, Gatagnaha. The creator of a gata, pot, must have the knowledge of the pot. Every creation is manifestation of knowledge. Knowledge is subtle, that is gross. Gatakarta, Gatagnaha. The cloth is called pata. Patakarta, Patagnaha. Mathakarta, Mathak. Please understand. We don't believe in Lord. We try to understand Ishvara. We are not faith religion. Gatakarta, Ghatak. Listen to me now. Stop writing. Ghatakarta, Ghatak. You speak the second. Ghatakarta, Ghatak. Mathakarta, Patakarta, Patak. This is called Ghati Yantra. Watch. Ghati Yantra Karta, Ghati Yantra Gna. Sarvasya Karta. Now you know why Bhagavan is Sarvagna. We have been blabbering this. Oh Bhagavan, tum Sarvagna ho. To know, you have to know Ishvara as a Sarva. It is knowledge. It is not simple belief. And not only creator of all should have knowledge of everything. And not only that, it should have necessary power to create. Ghatakarta, Ghata Shaktiman. It's going to sit this. Patakarta, Pata Shaktiman. Mathakarta, Matha Shaktiman. Sarvasya Karta, Sarva Shaktiman. Ishvara is all-knowing, all-power. That everybody says. Since he is locally not available, they safely put him upstairs. God in heaven created the world. Standard. God in heaven created the world. Jannat mein baith ke banaya. Swamiji used to make a story. This child was told by dad. Dad was a strong Catholic, make believer. He told God in heaven created the world. He heard from father. And they are non-thinking fellows. There is not much thinking. But they pass by because others are also non-thinking. And nobody has a courage to call a spade as a spade. They are political. You are good, we are good, they are good, we are good. All religions are same. These are all nonsense talks. If all religions are same, why many religions? No, it is not same. You don't have to say we are all same, therefore we love each other, we should be very useless. If differences also, I can love you. That's maturity. I may have differences. So what? I can conduct nicely. I can behave nicely. I don't trample upon your shoes and you don't trample upon my shoes. Simple as that. And then they give slogan. Divine brotherhood in the fatherhood of God. Who said he is father? First of all, I have a question whether there is a father in heaven. Because their father is without mother. I don't know how he created this. That must be American father. Single parent business. Or adopted child. If that father has adopted us, then he is father, then who is that father who gave birth? It's all nonsense. Great. Sitting in heaven. These modern children are very thinking. Way back in 2002 or somewhere, I had seen one report UNESCO had brought out. This 21st century children have 25% more IQ than previous generation. Some statistical data, not necessarily. Because, or maybe the baseline may be Rahul Gandhi. I don't know. So it might, or Donald Trump for a change. It may be the reason why they say that. But then you cannot. So this children, the child asks, Dad, I have a question. You should, some of you, if you can find a CD, you listen to Swamiji. His tone will say, Dad, the typical American. I have a question. God sitting in heaven created the world. Where was he before heaven got created? Legitimate question. And a typical approach of the parent, more so in Indian parents, when you don't have logical explanation, you start using your authority. Shut up, I told you. You are too young to ask. You don't have faith. But that happened to be American father. He said, well, son, I don't know. We'll ask the father. Next Sunday, they went to church. And then they asked, this father asked his father, the technical father. His father, this son, my son asked me, this is my son. And he has a question. Where God's sitting in heaven, I taught him, sir, as you said, I gave him. After baptized, I have to teach. So I was reading Bible and I told him. So the son asked, okay, where was the God before the heaven was created? Both fathers, same category. So same stupid, non-thinking. So he said, we'll see, he avoided. The child was intelligent. He said, I have an answer. Both the fathers said, tell me what is the answer. Child said, Dad, you were talking. If I don't remain faithful to God, and all non-believers will go to heaven, there are only two places up above, heaven and hell. Before heaven, he must be in hell. The child created a hell for the father. At least we are better off because we can say we transfer him from Golok to Saket Lok and Kailas Lok and Vaikunt Lok and Devi Lok. Somewhere he was there. There are only two things. We can take him up to Brahma Loka. But there are only two. So listen this carefully. Think of this. The Creator, there are only two possibilities. Either he was within creation or he was outside creation. For the time being, I am saying he. Whereas it is he, she, it all for us. For them, it is he only. The gender bias starts from there. It is this Women's Day needs to be celebrated in heaven, not in the earth. You need the day over there, not here, because there's a basic problem from there only. Anyway, can he be inside creation or outside? Both possibilities are not there. If he is inside creation, that means creation is already there. And to say outside creation, also creation has to be there. Like even you say, where is this thing lying? You had been to garden and then you forgot the phone. And you say, I ask somebody, request your son, can you bring the phone? Where is it? It's outside in the garden. But the concept of outside is with reference to the walls of your house. Before you build the home, and if the phone was left at the same point, the construction was not made, and again you forgot their same point, and somebody requests, can you bring my phone? And that fellow will ask, where? You don't say outside the home. You say it is there. The very concept of outside comes when there is something inside. So Ishvara cannot be outside nor inside. And to say outside, inside, you need space. Of course you need space. Here, the space itself is a creation. Space and time are not absolute. Last century, I forgot the name of a scientist. I'll let you know next time. That Once upon a time, physics believed that time and space are absolute. He said, no, they are relative. And he proved. So today scientists accept that. Time and space are relative. If that is relative, that means someone has created the time and space. And we say that. Panchamahabhuta, Akash, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi. And when Mahapralaya takes place, they all go away. You know? So, listen this. To say or to believe or to buy that Bhagavan or the God or whatever you call him, X, Y, Z, Alpha, Beta, Theta, Gamma, doesn't matter to me, is somewhere that is acceptance of space, one kind of space. And I see another space that you have here. Therefore, you put him in space. Look at this contradiction. I just wonder how they buy this. They all say, all these three Abrahamic religions have problem with us because we have a God with a form. Of course, and then they brand us monotheism and polytheism, all nonsense. We have also bought that, but they say our God is formless. These Muslims destroyed our temples. They thought we believe in a God which is formful, with a form. Murti Puja. That's another idiotic concept. We don't do Murti Puja, we do Bhagavad Puja. We have to correct this. We Hindus have to say this. At least you Westerners tell your children. We are idol worshippers. That's what they teach. When we went to Israel, I had told this to Jewish people. The whole rabbinate was there. And I said to them, if we are worshipping the forms, whole world worships the forms. And if your God is formless, our God is much more formless than you. Of course, there is no more or less in formlessness. You see, emotions require a form to be communicated, require a form to express. Language itself is a form. Body expression is a form. Words are forms. Tone is form. You express it. You give a gift is a form. When somebody's anniversary is there, you give a gift that is in proportion to your emotions that you carry and your capacities you have. When you salute the flag, it is a form to express your national pride. It's a form to express your gratitude to the martyrs of the country. No one in the world salutes a flag, a piece of cloth. When they worship a cross, it's a form. Doing like this is a form. There's a form. How can you live without a form? Emotions. Whole life is nothing but emotions. You have emotion for your chair also. You have emotion for your shirt, for your tie, for your dress, for your chair, everywhere. You require a form. Mind can understand and relate emotions only when there is a form. When a person salutes the flag, he or she transcends the flag. The salute goes to martyrs. Salute goes to nation. Whole world needs forms. Even they say, we don't have a form. But the direction is a form. They do their prayers in particular direction where the Makkah is. And then there they have wall also. They face wall. I don't know. Only two people face the wall. Every animal sits with its back on the wall. Dog, cat, even lions and tigers. Only one animal always faces the wall at night, and that is donkey. You know that? Because its strength is in hind leg. It kicks from the back. So it feels secure when it faces the wall. Another one, some similarity, maybe like that. So they face a wall. But it's a form. You seek the direction. It's a form. Even on the airport, they pray in the form. So we have a form. We are gifted in a culture that there are so many forms to invoke a devotee out of. To invoke a devotion out of me, that's a gift of a culture. You need a form, nothing wrong in it. Please correct yourself. We never worship idol. We are not idol worshippers, we are God worshippers. Nobody is a flag saluter. You are Rashtra saluter. Similarly, we are Bhagavan. To you it looks like it. To me it may look like that some stars are there and the fellow is saluting a piece of cloth with the stars. Or David's star for Israel. But in the person who is an Israeli citizen, for him it is nowhere there, it goes beyond. That is called beyond. That is called transcendent. A devotee when offers to Bhagavan, even Bhagavan may be Laddu Gopal, small baby Krishna. The form is transcendent. Sakshat Bhagavan is eating. A person is pouring some abhishekam, milk or ghee on the Shivlingam. It is not that he is bathing a stone with oil and with yogurt and milk. And all. It is a Bhagavan form. We are not idol worshippers. We are God worshippers. This is all British sold us and we bought it. Oh. Now, coming back to this. So far, all religions say that. He creates the world and he maintains it. Of course, they don't talk of that maintenance much. That is all. I don't want to deal now. Next class, I'll deal with it. But we have very clear understanding about how he maintains as a dharma, as an order, as Swami used to say. Psychological order, physiological order, botanical order, physical order, chemical orders. There is order of karma also. That's okay. Now the second thing which none of the religions look at, only and only our Vedas have looked at. And all confusion about God is this. The word God is most abused and confused. Like when I say mobile, all of us agree upon one common concept, an instrument to talk. Mobile, size, shape, color, facilities may differ. When I say car, all of us have some common understanding. Some four-wheeler minimum, where you can transport yourself or goods from one place to another. You know, it's a form. When I say house, there is some common understanding. But when I say God, everybody has subject. That is why it's the most abused word. If I say pot, maybe different size, different form, different color, but it is common, something common. God, there is no common. And not only uncommon, they institutionalize God, our God and your God. And on the top of it says, we believe in one God. But your God is not our God. Your God is not God. My God is only God. If it is one God, where is your God and my God? And that everybody says, your God is not God, my God is God. You also say, my God is God, your God is not God. So there is no God at all. Because everybody dismisses others' God. And the one who asserts there is God is an individual. The dismissers are many. So obviously majority wins in democracy. So your God is also not God. They safely put him in heaven when they cannot see him around. Our Shastra goes beyond. They have not looked into the second cause necessary for every creation. As I said, creation presupposes knowledge. Knowledge resides in a conscious being. Inert thing cannot have knowledge. Otherwise, iPad will start taking class better than Swami. Because he does more data collection and analytics. Even the table would, Mike will start talking. Politicians, you don't require Mike, while I will start talking. The creator should be all-knowing, sentient being. The question comes, where is that creator? It's only and only Hindus tell he is everywhere. Wow. This is all non-thinking concept to say God in heaven, up above created. This up is very relative. If you see this, now we can prove a globe. I'm in India and some of you are in West and some of you are in Argentina, in Europe and Japan. Your up is this way, my up is this way, the other up is that way. And person in South Africa, up is down below. Up is a relative. There is no up below. Everywhere. Only Hindu Shastra says. Bhuta Yonim is the creator, and the second word is Vibhum. Vividena Bhat. Every creation requires a second cause. The knowledge is called intelligent cause. In Sanskrit, we call it as a nimittakara. It includes the power also. Shakti Matvam Gnatritvam is nimittakara. But merely having knowledge you cannot create. You require a material to create. I know how to make roti now, but without wheat, how can I create? That's a problem happens in every Indian house. The lady asks the husband, what will you eat? And he says, I want to eat this. Oh, I don't have raw material. I'll buy it tomorrow and cook it for you. You require a raw material. You may have a design of the building, or there is a shortage of cement. You cannot create. You may have a design of furniture, but you cannot create unless there is a wood available. The question is, what is the material out of which Bhagavan, I will use the word Bhagavan, created this world? And there is a convenient answer is, this is Pancha Bhautikam Jagat. So he created out of Pancha Mahabhutas, Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jalam and Prithvi. Space, air, fire, water and earth. The question comes, who created these 5 elements? Suppose somebody created and gave it to God, that means God becomes contractor. Like government contractor, there is a word departmental work. Government supplies and he creates. Then he is not the God, there is some other God. One, where did he find the material to create? The creation has not happened. If he finds the material outside himself, Or if someone gave him, that means creation is there. The only possibility is he found, I repeat, the word he is only temporary. He found the material in himself. That in is also limited use. Please don't think inside out. The space is not there. Is the material out of which the creation is created. So, intelligent cause is he and material cause is also he. Abhinna nimitta upadana kara. But what type? Generally, when we see a creation, the creator and the material are separated. Clay and potter. Wood and furniture maker is different. Here it is one. But then how? Generally, the material out of which the thing is made transforms. There is a modification in it to create something. And that much part of that material, original material, gets reduced by creating something. If he is a material cause, he undergoes modification to create this variety. Vividena bhat. And little Ishvara gets reduced. So after so many years, there is very little left for us. Like those icebergs, the ice is falling in North Pole and South Pole, and global warming is taking place. So also the world, global warming takes place because Ishvara is getting reduced. If that gets reduced, then there is no Bhagavan. You say, Aksharam Brahma. Wow. That which doesn't undergo any modification. If something creates something, that something out of which some other thing is created necessitates that something has to undergo some change to create something else. That's not true always. We see that is to be true, but not always. And a standard example that is given is our dream. Or another example given is creating ornaments out of gold. Gold without modifying itself. There is no intrinsic change in the property of the gold. Its atomic weight remains same. When it was a biscuit, okay, biscuit is a technical word. You have to see the lakshyartha, not vachyartha. You have not to see the direct meaning, you have to see the implied meaning. When it was a biscuit, it had its own atomic weight and its own property. It is yellow in color and it is shining. Not available to any modification, not available to any effect of weather. You know why gold is always coveted and costly? Because it doesn't change. Silver gets black. All other metals get affected by weather changes, time by. Gold remains gold. It shines, never goes up. No change. Therefore, it is, in a way, kutastha. Therefore, it is costly. It's precious metal. Now, gold, without undergoing any intrinsic atomic weight or shine change, it becomes ornament. Ring and the earrings and the bangles and the chain, etc. Gold is the material cause out of which ornament is created. It is purposeful. It has to be worn on my wrist, maybe on my finger, maybe on my neck, maybe on my head. You don't know what it is. and it fulfills the purpose in beautifying the person who wears it. There is a purpose fulfilled. There is a form, but gold has not undergone any change. That kind of creation, and the standard example of a creation, that milk undergoing change and creating curds. Their material cause is parinami, modifying material cause. Even the cotton in a shirt, cotton is fluffy. You create this yarn out of it, and then you create a shape out of it. Then you can hold on the shoulder, but you can't hold the cotton on the body. So there is a form, but there is a change in the cotton. The gold doesn't undergo any intrinsic change. That kind of change is called vivarta upadanakara. One is two types of material cause: parinami, changing, vikari. Another one is non-changing. Now, listen this. I'll elaborate that in the next class. This is very important thing. Just as the most confused or abused word is God, another confused word is Maya. And they go on saying Shankaracharya is Mayavadi. Shankaracharya is not Mayavadi. Shankaracharya is Brahmavadi. Shankaracharya ji is establishing that Sarvam Khalidam Brahma. It doesn't say Sarvam Khalidam Maya. He is not interested in Maya. Now look at this. The material cause, without undergoing any change, appears to be different. The gold, though we say becomes change, we create chain out of gold, but there is no creation as such. It is only the manifestation of gold in a form called change. Gold remains gold. It's only the manifestation of gold in the form of ring. Therefore, there is a vakya, vacha rambanam vikaro namade. A form is created and we mutually agree to call that thing something. We call it a ring, we call it earring, we call it bangle, but there is no bangle as such. So though we say transactionally, I bought a ring and I sold my bangle, but what you buy and sell is nothing but gold. The goldsmith doesn't pay you for bangle. And you don't pay for the shape called bangle, you pay for gold only. Transactionally, the word is used. That's called Vyavaharik Satta. But really, Vastu remains same. Now here, in any example, two things are there for any example of Vivarta Upadana Karanam. Either someone else does it or there is ignorance. Like seeing a water in a mirage, in a desert, mirage water. You create water here. That's ignorance, apparent. Or good example is a snake out of rope, Raju Sarpa. There is an ignorance about the existence of a rope. There is a partial knowledge, something kinchid asti. Visheshta na janami iyam rajuhu tasmad ayam sarpa agnana karyam. But there is no creation. We are talking of the creation. And there is no ignorance. The fellow is sarvagna. We only said so. There is no possibility of ignorance being there with him. There is no possibility of another being there with him. How did he become as though become the material cause of this creation? Whatever adjective you may add, parinami or vivarta, how did he become non-changing cause or changing material cause? How? You have to attribute that power to him only. And that power, Shakti, we call it Maya. And what is Maya? Ya ma sa Maya. That which really is not there. That which is not categorized. That which is not comprehensible, tangible is Maya. You just use it. It's an ontological word to explain the process of creation. There is no Maya. Like even, look at this Anirvachaniya Maya. Please understand, Anirvachaniya means that which cannot be talked about. No. Anirvachaniya means that which cannot be categorized. So bring home this point. Tradition have a beautiful example. There is there in Shastra also. And in the next mantra, Acharya gives 3 examples. The example of dream. The dream world that you see when you are asleep. Some people see dreams during the day also. That is a separate category. They deserve to be Congress president. Therefore, they can see the dreams. But then, the dream you see when you are asleep, who created the dream? You. Where did you get the material to create the dream? Is you only. You are the intelligent cause to create. All the dream knowledge is you. You see that there is a dream and there you see the dream world. There is interaction with the dream fellows. There is a use of dream object. You see the road, you have a car, you put a gas in the car and you travel on the road and meet your friend and as a talk, etc. Everything you see. It is you are the creator. Not anyone else. And where did you get the material? You. You are the space in the dream. You are the time in the dream. You are the air in the dream. You are the water of the dream. You are the earth on the dream. You are the road. You are the gas. You are the car. You are the sun. You are the moon. Everything is you. Bhumi rapo nalo vayu. Everything is you. Did you undergo any change to become the dream? No. Therefore, you remain same on waking. Thank God. You know? Otherwise, you sleep with somebody else, someone in morning he is another guy, you know, because wishful thinking is so much, you know, and unfulfilled wishes only come as a dream. Undigested experiences only come as a dream. Unanswered statements, they manifest in dream. You know, then you can't say something to your spouse, your boss, all that dialogue comes again in dream. You know. Without undergoing any intrinsic change, you can create that. You have power to create, to become many. You are Vibhu with reference to it. And you are Yoni, Vishwa Bhuta Yoni. Or Yoni means the cause. All you create out of yourself. You became many. But that power is with you. Shakti. Similarly, Ishvara becomes many. It's his own power. Only difference is your power is not in your control. Therefore, unwanted things come in. Bhagavad Shakti is in power. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacha. Hetuna naiva kaunteya jagat viparivartana. Prakritim swam adhisthaya sambhavamyatmamaya. Ajopi sannavyatma bhutanam. That power is with him. This is ontological word to explain how he becomes Vibhu. Without undergoing any intrinsic change, he becomes many. Swaswarupa aparityagena rupantara apattihi yad bhavati tad maya karya. Tad mithya, tad maya. You give a name to such creation that is called maya. Even in Vyavahara we say this. I remember my childhood. In those days there used to be street sales executives. Sales executives. Street sales executives. They'll play some cards, gimmick. They'll do some magic and then sell the product. Gather the people and something they do and then say, buy this, buy this, buy this. Like this they used to do. All this media was not their modern media, and these people were hired to do. Or they make up some in a funny way and then sell the product. I was young, child, not young, baby. I was coming back from a school and I saw some group of people in the circle, and there was one guy sitting in the inside. And he knew some magic and something, and then he asked somebody, give me a piece of paper, give me a piece of paper. In those days, we had a slate and pen, so I didn't have paper. But somebody gave him a piece of paper. And then he did, folded the paper and put it in the hand, and it blew the wind. Foo. And some funny sound he made. And after 2 minutes, after some seconds, he opened, it became a 1 rupee note. Those days, 1 rupee was a big thing. I still remember my wonder, the child's mind, my God, 1 rupee. Just in few seconds. I came home and tell my dad, you stop working, I'll take care of the home. Just give me 3 months, I'm going. I hurriedly went home, thinking that I'll put my bag and inform my parents. Thank God that much sense prevailed. And I tell and go behind that fellow. If I were over enthusiastic and gone behind, yat gatvana nivartante, you would not have the Swami. Would have gone for good. But at least my samskaras prevailed. I should tell the parents. I threw my school bag and said, I'm going. I said, where I'm going on a big mission to retire you. Mom, you don't worry for money. I'll take care of the home. What happened? He said, hold on. What happened? No, I'm in a hurry. He will go away. And of course, authority was used. Shut up. It was enough for them. Held on. What happened? And I told him that I saw this fellow and I'm going to learn that vidya. As much as you want, I can produce with poo, poo, poo. And that mantra, I will learn from him, get that mantra and produce. We have so many notebooks, elder brother and sister are studying. All of them I'll convert it to rupee notes. Enjoy. And we'll buy a few notes and do this. I told them we'll give to uncles and cousins. That large-hearted Hindu. My father asked me a very pertinent question. He says, go, but just answer this thing. I said, what? Be quick. I'm getting late. See you. Money producing. Bill Gates, every second 1 rupee product. He said, after the whole magic got over, what did he do? I said, he sold that powder, tooth powder. He was a sales executive of tooth powder. In those days, there was one famous tooth powder in Gujarat, Monkey brand. Mandra Sahib Kalo tooth powder, Monkey brand, black tooth powder. And he persuaded people to buy. Father said, did he do that? I said, yes. Are you sure? I said, yes, I saw that. And he's still doing. And before he goes away, I want to go. He said, hold on. If he can produce notes like that, Why should he sell the powder? It was a good question. It literally confused me. I said he must have been employed by that company. Over intelligent. If he is employed, why should he work for the company? He should sit home and produce notes. That was good enough. Then I said, yeah, but I saw the note. I was not ready to believe. I saw it. He did it. Come on, I'll take you to him. I don't want to go. You saw it. You felt it to be real, but it is not real. And he said, if it is not real, how come I saw? He says, it is Maya. Understand what is Maya? An ontological word. There is no Maya. Something, see, human intellect is always causative. That's why we have research. Something for which you cannot attribute a proper cause and still seem to have a creation, we call it Maya. And there is no translation for Maya in English. They say it's illusion. Maya is not illusion. Like the sky, blue sky, is optical illusion. Maya is not illusion. There's a delusion. There is no delusion, Maya. It's only an ontological word for a creation which is apparent. Appears to be there. That means what? Only one thing can be all-pervasive. Look at this. I have small ball in my head. Someone designed a machine and created this ball. Particular shape, particular size, some thickness on the top, some base in the flight. It is a purposeful thing. There is an intelligence. There is a slope. All that is there, purposeful, not much slope, a particular angle. It's a purposeful creation, intelligent creation. Now, what is the material? Material is stainless steel. Where is stainless steel? Answer is here, 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 everywhere. Only and only the material cause can be everywhere. In this particular piece of cloth, cotton is all pervasive. It may be a parinam, changing, but only cotton can be all pervasive. With reference to ornament, only gold is all pervasive. Since we understand God to be material cause, we say He is everywhere. And they don't think of material cause, so make Him sit in the heaven. And as Swami Dayanji would say, before heaven, there is only one place he was in, hell. And he found hell to be too hot. So God himself transported to heaven and kept the hell for Hindus. That's what Swamiji would say. He kept the hell for Hindus. Only faithful can come to heaven. That doesn't work. And then he says, Father. What kind of father? If you don't believe him, that means you are punishable. Local father will not do that. And more so, Indian father would take care, even if that fellow doesn't believe. This Indian modern girls select a boy to get married. The father is traditionally the arranged marriage. She doesn't listen. He takes care. Not that he sends her to extra hell. What is the compassion? And then say, God loves you. What love is. The love is, if I make mistake, the compassion should help me to correct. Not that to punish me more. You made a mistake, I love you. Let us. What is this? Childish God. Immature God. Obviously, when such God is, the child would be psychic child. Heavy unconscious. And because of that heavy unconscious, they become unsensitive and therefore they want to cut. Anyway, I don't want to get into that psychology. But this, Hindus say God is all pervasive because we accept and see is the material cause. Isha vasyam idam sarvam. Yat kincha jagatyam. This wish is so permeating to Hindu culture. If you come down to India, just go to any remote village. Meet an old lady, 90 plus, who has not seen the light of the modern world. Doesn't know mobile. Ask that lady. Oh, Amma, where is Bhagavan? She will first size you up. With pants and jeans, looks like American. The very question raises the question in her mind about your wisdom. Still, if you ask her, he will say, in a typical Gujarati, Marwalo Hande, he said, that my beloved is everywhere, in every heart. That even a villager will say, you go, I have done this research, though I don't remember. All regional poets, they used to be devotees. All the bhajans written by them, Tamilian, Telugu, Gujarati, Haryanvi, Bengali, Udiya, wherever I have gone, I have asked. There is only and only one statement that comes, Akhila Brahmandama Ekatu Sri Hari. Oh Hari, oh Lord, you are there in the entire universe. Jujave Rupe Ananta Bhasa. You appear as many and varied. Siya Rama Mai Jagajani Karahu Jori Pranam Jori Pan. That's a vision. Please understand. Since we have this vision, the whole world is puja for a Hindu, not bhog. That's what Western culture makes. Therefore, we worship rivers, mountains, and cows, and buffaloes, and snakes, and rats, and ocean, and sky, everything. Because it is His manifestation. You appear as many, O Lord. You don't know, but have that attitude. Like every child is given attitude, Rashtra Dharma. A 10-year boy doesn't know what is Rashtra. But that attitude and the forms helps him to discover the truth later on. And that is why it says, Aksharat, if you know him, you know everything. When you know the gold, you know every ornament. Yasmin Vignate Sarvamidam Vignat. With this background, we'll look into the mantra in the next class. Yathurnanabi Srujate Grinnatesha. Yatha Pruthivyam Oshadaya Sambhavanti. Yatha Sataf Purushat Keshalomani Tatha Aksharat Sambhavati Havishwa. We'll see that next time. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaste. We'll see you next weekend.